Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, niggas from every color. I'm your host, Nana Doe, and this is Prime Suspect. So we have these 4 hooligans, and all of them have different secrets. There will be 4 rounds in this game, and each round will be based on one of the contestants' real secret, while the other contestants have to lie and pretend they're the one who is telling the truth. At the end of each round, I will log in what I think is the correct answer, and at the end of the game, we'll find out if I matched them correctly or if the contestants tricked me, which is not going to happen. Incident number 1. Let me take a look at this. I've shit myself. Who here has shit themselves?
My name is Kidis. I'm 22 years old, and I'm from Ethiopia. So I was on this. This was when I was younger, and this was when I was on the soccer team.
Soccer team? Do you play soccer with that physique?
I did.
Oh, you did? Hey, come on! I need to hear the story.
I did.
You was in shape back then, okay? Yeah?
I was in decent shape. I was a center back at the time.
Oh, I can see that.
Anyways, so basically what happened was I had eaten something bad prior to practice that day.
What'd you eat?
I had raw meat.
Raw meat?
This was when my body wasn't used to it at the time.
Speak louder with me.
And so what happened was it was getting backed up, and this was when we were doing conditioning. We were doing conditioning, so we were running suicides.
Get to the point, no, time is running.
I apologize.
Your time is up, sir.
Long story short, it got backed up to the point where I tried to let it out. I tried to let out a little fart, and more than a fart had come out.
On the field?
On the field.
Wow.
In front of all those players.
Okay, thank you for your story, sir. On to the next suspect.
My name is Zion. I'm 22 years old, and I'm from Woodbridge, Virginia.
Why are you looking away? What you looking at?
Nothing. I'm looking at you.
You know what I mean?
I really don't appreciate you disrespecting me.
No, all right, let me just hear the story.
Okay. So, this obviously wasn't anytime soon, anything recent. So, back in the day, I used to play football, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, during practice, this is flag football, by the way.
Hey, got his ass! Got his ass! Nigga. Got his ass! Yeah, let me hear a waffle. Yeah, go a waffle.
Waffling, bro. Like I said, I used to play flag football, right?
Yeah.
And I used to have a stomach problem when I was a kid, right? So I had to shit during practice, and the coaches wouldn't let me go.
Really?
And so we're doing drills, and during the drills, I had to shit, bro, and it started coming out, bro.
Wait. What's your coach's name?
Don't worry about it. Time's up. Can't ask me any more questions.
Well, I'm the judge.
The time's up, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
My name is Isaac Tallahassee, and I'm 34 years old. So this is I want to say a couple years after I came to Ethiopia. I was out playing with my friends. But you know how my mom wouldn't let me go out twice in a day,
Okay.
So I was playing outside, and I wanted to go home to take a shit. But I felt like if I go inside, that my mom wouldn't let me go back out again to play.
Even if you needed to use the bathroom?
I know, so what I did was I went to the woods to take a shit. But I couldn't find a good spot, where nobody would see me. As I was looking around, I was about to fart and stuff, but I shit myself. So
wow.
I couldn't find a good spot, so I just went home and then went straight to the bathroom and cleaned myself up.
Where were you again?
This was when I used to live in Alexandria, Barcroft.
I was trying to catch you there.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your story, sir.
My name is Stephen. I'm a Woodbridge candidate, and I'm 21 years old. But I feel like everybody hides the fact that
Are you not ashamed?
Hell no.
What high school did you go to?
Hilton. I went to Hilton High School.
Quick, okay.
And I had a math teacher, and she was really intimidating. So I took the final. While I was taking the final, I felt, something in my stomach. And I was like, all right, it's crazy. It was 30 people in the class in person exam. And I was like, all right, how am I gonna let this out? I can't ask for a bathroom break because I'm cheating. So I just kind of let one out just a little bit, and then before I knew it, I had like a big something in my. It was like a diaper. It felt like a diaper.
Wow. Okay.
But no, yeah, I didn't want to tell anybody, but I started stinking the room up, so I just finished the test early.
Interesting. What class was this? What exam was this?
This is algebra.
Algebra. Looked up when you said that.
No, I did algebra.
Algebra what?
Algebra 2.
Hold on. In high school, you was that smart?
Yeah, I was that smart.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your story, sir. All the stories for the first round. And I won't lie, some of these niggas was good. But if I had to pick which suspect to match it with the first one, this is just a rough draft, So like, after all y'all go, that's when I make my final decision. So, let me take some notes. So obviously, yeah, Zion, this is not his story. He said this is not his story. The way he was laughing, I cracked that case. So I'm really deciding over Stefan or Kiddu. So let me write that down. So the answer I'll go for right now for the first round will be suspect number 1, Kidus. But I will come back to that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for incident number 2. This incident is got caught watching my neighbors having sex.
I wish I didn't. So essentially, this happened when I was 14 years old. The neighbors were across the building. It was very clear. They almost always had their light on. So one day I was just gaming with some friends, and then I look over and I see my window was still open. So I go to close it.
Okay.
Next thing you know, I see a man laying down and a woman on top. And they didn't have any, based on the outline, they had no clothes on. And so I'm over here shook, but also mesmerized.
Did you know what they were doing? They could have been, just watching TV, sitting down.
They could.
How did you know it was sex?
I didn't know what they were doing until my mom came upstairs to ask me to help her with something, and then she sees me watch the neighbors having sex. And yeah, it wasn't. I wish I could unsee it.
Okay, stop. I've heard enough. All right. Thank you, sir, for your story.
Anytime.
So this is sophomore year of college, and I was during break, Christmas break to be exact.
Okay.
And I came home, and nobody was home yet.
What? Your neighbors?
No, like my family wasn't home yet.
So how did you see your neighbors having sex?
So basically, the way my house is set up, or the houses in my neighborhood are set up, it's they all kind of line up with each other, right? And the lady to the left is a single lady, and she was by herself, right? No family. She has a dog that barks a lot, right?
Okay.
And she has a boyfriend though. Come to find out, and her boyfriend was over, I guess, but I didn't know this. And I was walking upstairs to my room, and the hallway, the windows lined up, right? But our hallway lines up with her bedroom windows. And I could see the naked boyfriend.
Yo! Hey, yo!
No, I saw both of them naked, and I saw plowing that joint, bro.
Plowing?
Yeah.
How was he plowing it?
The doggy style.
Doggy!
Yeah, doggy style, exactly.
Did he finish? Oh, all right.
I didn't stick around to see.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so again, this was Barcraft, and the way our apartment was is that our window faced, this way, and our neighbors were like this way, right? So diagonally, I could see their windows, right?
Yeah.
And previously, my parents complained to the renters that they were having loud sex and stuff, So this one day, my mom, she just had a baby, so she was in the living room taking care of my sister, and she told me to get something from the room, like I think it was like an extra diaper or wipes or something. And I walk in, our blinds were open and their blinds were open.
Yeah.
So I could see straight into their bedroom. So the dude, he was like laying on the bed, right? right?
Yeah.
And the girl, she was like riding him.
Wow. Okay.
This was my first time. Like,
How old were you?
this was like early, so I want to say like 13, 14.
13, and you're 34 right now, so that was a 19. Whatever year that was.
Yeah, back in the day, you know? And so that was recently when I was like starting to get into like, like porn and stuff, right?
Okay. Where is this going off topic?
So like this is the first time that I'm seeing like people having sex and stuff.
Okay.
So I was like, like that's crazy, right?
Okay.
But in my mind, I forgot to get what my mom told me. So she came in the room and then she saw me watch my neighbors have sex.
Okay, that I'm utterly disgusted. Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you. Just thank you. Thank you.
Because I was 12 at the time.
Oh,
Right?
you was looking up.
Let me cook. I was looking up at the top, and you know, back home it was on. I used to kind of like be in the crib. Sometimes it was summertime. I was with my cousins.
What race were the couples?
It was black and Hispanic. Black and Hispanic. And it was at the balcony. They were talking at the balcony, and then I came back 30 minutes later. And y'all give him head on the balcony.
In the suburbs?
Yeah, no.
The hood?
The hood.
The hood.
The hood, bro. So they were giving me a head, and I called my cousins to come watch me.
Whoa, yo,
Nah, it just happened.
Wait, you called?
We were young, bro.
You called your cousins. So you basically was watching,
Porn.
with your cousins.
Yeah, but we were young.
So you know those, you know those ads when they're asking, "Are you watching porn alone?" You're like, "Nah, let me call my cousins, right?" Nah, you're out of here. You're done. You're done.
Absolutely.
You're done. Thank you. That is not 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 you, sir. That is not you. So that commences the second round. And I won't lie, after hearing these two stories, I just think everything is kiddish, bro. So it's like number one. I'm not gonna hold you, but I need to dig deep and think. From this story, it low-key could be kiddish as well, but low-key, I can see this being suspect number 2. Number 4, hell nah, he cracked. And number 3, your mom coming to watch you, watch that? It's interesting. So, my guess so far for this second incident, watching your neighbors have sex, my guess right now, I will lock in number 2, suspect Zion. Let me lock that in. Our time for incident number 3. I used to give teacher foot massages. Let's take it back, like.
Yeah, man. Kindergarten, Miss Summers. That jump was smooth, bruh. White girl, bruh. During reading time, she used to give us, time to read books and stuff, right? She read books with us, so she reads to the class, and I sat towards the front to specifically, touch her feet, and she would let
White lady?
Yeah, it's white lady.
Okay.
Yeah. So she let the guys up front touch her feet, and I was like, all right, sweet.
I won't lie. This much enthusiasm. This shit might be real. So you said elementary school?
Yeah, I think so.
Think so. Sounds a bit sus. You don't know so? This is not true.
I know so.
Now you know so.
I know so.
You sure?
Yeah.
What was the teacher's name again?
Miss Summers.
I'm trying to catch you right there. Summers. Okay. Thank you.
So this was actually in Ethiopia though.
Okay.
This was like a year before I came to America. Me and my teacher were very close. I was like the smartest kid, it was math, so I was like one of the smartest kids and stuff. And we used to live in the same neighborhood, me and my teacher, so we were very close. So we used to before like recess or something, I used to like go back to the classroom and stuff and talk to her and like joke and laugh about stuff.
But just you and her alone in the room?
Yeah, but it was Ethiopia, so it was nothing like
Oh, okay,
sexual,
okay.
you know?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And like
Just making sure.
She was my favorite teacher, so she was talking about like her legs hurting and stuff. And I was like, oh, like, you want me to give you a massage or something? And it was mostly her calves that were hurting.
Oh, calves.
I like massaged her calves, and then after I just like also massaged like her toes and her feet because it was also hurting. And then yeah, I did both legs and stuff, and that was it. And we went back to
Was this a one-time thing or multiple affair?
Oh, this was a one-time thing.
One-time thing?
I wished it was, but
Wow. Okay.
because she was such a good teacher.
All right.
I wanted
Yeah.
to
Okay.
say-
Yeah. Let's go. You're done. You're done. Yeah, thank you.
I like feet, bro. You know, I'm a sucker for white painted toes, bro.
White painted toes.
Yeah, fresh out of the salon, bro. Like Kanye said, bro. Straight out the salon, bitch.
Straight out of the salon. Just like, what's the story? Like, how did you get in this predicament?
Yeah, so this is 4th grade at Westridge Elementary. You know, this is chorus class, Miss Eberhardt. She used to drive the red Mustang.
Yo, this nigga's specific.
Red
Okay.
Mustang to school, and we were on the risers, right? You know, because it's chorus. You know, for the chorus concert, you gotta sing on the risers, right?
Yeah.
And she was conducting us, right? And she used to always wear heels. And, you know, she always complained about her feet. And you know, after we were singing on the risers, we had free time, and I would always chat to her. You know, I like to talk to her all the time, right? Because,
Yep.
She's Eberhardt. So I was talking to her. She complained about her feet.
Was she
And,
bad?
For her age, yes.
Was she-
For her age, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, she complained about her feet, and I saw the white toenail polish. I said, I'll be damned, bro. I'll be damned.
All right. You lying motherfucker. Please go back up here. This is not you. I'm sorry, but you have one in here, but this is not you. I'm sorry.
They used to call me the phenom. Freshman year of college, I was talking to this teacher that taught 4th grade science, and we went on a date, and that date led back to her apartment, where she was like, "Oh, my feet been aching from teaching all these kids." And so,
Yeah, go on. Yep. You cracking, man. You folding right now.
one thing about the phenom, you don't fold. You don't fold. By grace of God, he don't fold. Anyways, so basically, long story short, I offered to massage her feet. She was like, "Oh, that'd be lovely." And so, got to get in the crevices. Each individual toe got to be taken care of. And she had just got her nails done too. Her toenails done. And so,
Yo.
each, like
please.
this.
Okay, we're done. We're done. We're done. Wow, that was a extravagant round. Had, Miss Summer, the feet phenom, Ethiopian teachers, we had it all this round. Okay. So who do I think is the real feet phenom? This is a hard one. And I'm gonna say this again. I just think all this is kids, man. It can't all be suspect number one. Can it? It can. No, it cannot. Let me see. All right, so easy one, Zion. This is definitely not Zion. If this was America's school and they'll put this nigga in prison. The teacher. Phenom. Brought the teacher back for a date. That still counts, isn't it? It's a teacher. Stephen Quavy was very, very enthusiastic about the Miss Summers. But the most realistic one is, Ethiopia, I do heard that the obviously people do like foot massages. So right now I'll lock in Isak, suspect number 3. For the feet phenom. All right, now it's time for the 4th and final round. Low key, bro, I think I'm cooking y'all boys, bro. I feel like I'm reading y'all, through your skin right now. But we gonna see. Now it's time for the last incident. Let me open this up. All right. Broke a bed during sex. Broke a bed during sex. Who's going hard on the paint? Bed broken. What happened?
So this was what I.
Why are you looking down? Well, please look at me.
Anyways, so this was when I first got my bed, and when I was building my bed, I didn't realize that I was missing a couple screws, but it seemed stable enough, so I kind of ignored it. And so one night I had this short, petite girl come over that I had met on campus.
Okay.
And so we were, smoking, watching TV, one thing led to another. We're doing a deed.
Okay.
And so we might have went at it a little crazy, and then I ended up splitting my bed in two.
How crazy were you going in the paint?
For the purposes of this video, I cannot say. I don't want you to get flagged.
Okay.
But it was pretty crazy. My neighbors could hear it.
Okay, thank you, sir. I hope you had a splendid time.
Yeah, so this is one of those great nights at VCU, bro.
Okay.
It was senior year. It was after the Southern Railway Tap House, to be exact. The greatest place on earth.
Okay.
We were drinking a lot this night, and me and Dausha, who will not be named, we ended up going home, right?
Yeah.
And when we went home, we were both pretty drunk, and we went to her house. And she had one of those older bed sets, I don't know if you know the old school bed sets with the little white framing around it and shit.
Yeah.
And so we were doing the deed, bro. And next thing I know, I heard her. I mean, that's typical, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And next thing I heard, boom!
Oh my days.
And then the bed dropped to the ground, bro. And it was the legs on the bed broke.
Oh my god. So did y'all just continue after? What happened?
Yeah, we ended up moving to the floor, actually. Because we were drunk, so we ended up moving to the floor.
Okay. I'm not gonna hold you. This actually sounds very believable. I have some thinking to do. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Hope you have a great time.
So this was Halloween. This was the day Martin threw up on my bed. Remember that? And I left to go sleep somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I slept to this girl that I was talking to, right? And she lived by the apartments near Cary or something, the gym.
Yes.
Yeah, the townhouses. So we was just there, started kissing and all that stuff.
Okay.
And
You talked to women?
what?
Oh, I was just doing Go on.
Yeah. So this is Halloween stuff.
Halloween went 1987?
Yeah, with
Oh,
the ghouls and gremlins.
Okay, yeah. Go on.
Yeah. So she wanted to start doing, the monster mash. You know what I mean, right?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So before that, she wanted to give me head, right? So I was like, I didn't want to lay on my back, so I stood on her bed and stuff.
Okay.
And as I was trying to stand up on her bed so she could give me head and stuff, one of the legs buckled, right? So we just kind of ignored it. I thought it was just a bed. So when I sat back down and she started, jumping up and down.
Wow. Free boy.
Yeah. So So
this is not your story. The amount of Waffle House I've heard in this story. Yeah. You can your way back to the stand, my boy.
Man, of course, man.
You pulling like that?
Of course.
Hard in the paint.
It's boy stuff, man.
Okay.
Now, let me take you to the story. I was talking to the jump for a minute too. This was back in 2022, and we were in sophomore year, and I was chatting to her for a minute. And her house, usually we go to her house or my house sometimes. Usually my
Which house was it? The bedroom.
It was on Franklin Street. Oh. But anyways, fast forward, things went good. We were, making out, foreplay, all that. Cool. And we were going at it. Tell me why one side of the room broke it's slanted.
Oh, I won't lie. Again, in frame, nigga. This is tough. I don't like for this one. I didn't lock in Steph yet, right? So I'll lock in Steph right now, but give me some time to make my final decisions. So yes, for incident number 4, we are locking in Stephen. Ladies and gentlemen, I have locked in my final decisions. Incident 1, shit themselves, I've locked in kidneys. Incident 2, got caught watching my neighbors having sex, I've locked in Stephen. Incident number 3, I used to give teacher foot massages, I've locked in Yisak. Broke a bed during sex. Ladies and gentlemen, I've locked in Zion. And now, it is time for the big reveal. Kids, step forward. Step forward, contestant number 1. Did you shit yourself?
No.
Fuck! So who shit themselves? Please step forward. No way! No way! How? How did I not see that? Oh my day, this whole thing's probably fucked, bro. Oh my god.
Good, bro.
Oh my day.
Nigga, we're gonna fuck with the child, bro.
Alright, please step back. Alright, got caught watching my neighbors having sex. I have selected Stephen. Stephen, please step forward. Did you catch your neighbors?
No.
Oh my god. Whoever caught their neighbors, please step forward. Alright, nigga, step forward, man. No way! Oh my god, did I go 0 for 4?
Yeah, and my mom saw me watch that.
No way! Your mom actually did that. Bro, that's the part I didn't believe, bro. That's the part I did not believe. Oh, this whole shit is fucked, bro. Used to give foot massages, I picked Yisak, but it's clearly not. This nigga, step back, nigga. Why are you stepping forward? Foot massages, please step forward. Mrs. Summers! Mrs. Summers, bro.
Yeah.
Mrs. Summers.
That's Miss
I knew that story was real. I second guessed myself. I was like, he had so much enthusiasm in the story.
Yeah.
Steph is the first nigga I put it to. Damn. Oh, so broke a bed during sex. Step forward. I should have knew it. I should have knew it, bro. Fuck this shit, bro. I should have knew it. No way. I sold the whole video.
Shout out to old girl for helping me fix my bed.
Shout out Olga. Shout out Olga. Well, it looks like I'm not a great detective, lads. Hey, bro, 2 likes and I'll get new people and run this back. I need my redemption arc. Please like and subscribe and have a great night. Yeah.